How's it going, everyone? This is Fever Gaming here, bringing you another exciting video. Today's video, we're talking about the PlayStation VR headset. This is going to be Sony's first real legit attempt of actually having a VR headset, a virtual reality headset, onto the PlayStation 4 system, incorporating the PlayStation Move and the DualShock 4. I got the opportunity to try out the PlayStation VR 2 years ago at the PlayStation Experience event. And again, you have to keep in mind that this was the prototype, it wasn't the full final product. When I tried it out, I really felt that the VR headset was very comfortable at the time. I also felt that the games they showed within the demo releases were actually really good. So 2 years later, now we get the final product, and from what I've read and what I've seen in videos and stuff like that, and based off my experience, I truly do believe that the VR headset is the future for Sony and for the PlayStation 4. In today's video, I'll go over the top 5 reasons why you should get, or at least consider getting, Sony's PlayStation VR. First on the list are the games. So when you buy a PlayStation system, whether it be a PS Vita or a PS4, you get that system so you can go ahead and play video games. Sony says that the PlayStation VR will come with 50 games at launch, new games and older games, and 100 games scheduled to be released on the VR within the upcoming months. Currently, right now, there are over 230 studios working on the VR headset, only suggesting that there will be a multitude of video games on the PlayStation 4. There's a multitude of different games coming out for the PlayStation VR, those including Batman Arkham VR, and bigger titles scheduled to come out next year, Resident Evil 7 and Star Wars Battle X-Wing VR. Now let's talk about pricing. Now granted, the PlayStation VR headset is a little bit expensive in comparison to other attachments that the PlayStation 4 currently offers. It is scheduled to be $399 US, and it does not include the PlayStation camera, nor does it include the PlayStation Move. Now in comparison to the other VR headsets that are in the market, the Oculus Rift for example, it's still slightly inexpensive in comparison, so it's still not too bad. I think that the price point for the VR is fairly good in comparison to other VR systems, and it's a new technology, it's a new experience, so I won't dog Sony for that. But when it comes to the pricing of the VR games, it actually does differ depending on the genre and the publisher. Games nowadays, regardless of anything, are released for $59.99 in the United States, but with the VR games, the prices do range as low as $20. Granted, those games would be re-releases with the VR patch on it, but it does also go into consideration when games look decent but aren't necessarily worth the $60 price tag. I checked out Amazon and GameStop, and as you can see, there's a different kind of multitude of different pricing within games. It allows publishers and developers to go ahead and price games as they see fit, and maybe popularity, maybe they make it more cheaper, more people will be more interested in buying it, maybe a little bit more expensive means that the experience would be there, that sort of thing. So it makes buying VR games more accessible to gamers. Now let's talk about the experience. Now obviously when you buy this headset, it's for the experiences to add something that the PlayStation 4 currently doesn't have with the combination of the DualShock 4. In comparison to older iterations of motion capturing game attachments like the PlayStation Eye and the Kinect, the technology has improved to where virtual reality is not only a possibility, but an enjoyable one. Once again, I tried the VR back in 2014 during the PlayStation Experience, and I truly did believe the combination of the PlayStation Move add that experience even more. We can go ahead and have 360 tracking motion, you can go ahead and check your back, look up and down, and fight and kind of engage in combat. I cannot emphasize how amazing that experience was. I've never seen anything like that or felt anything like that. More than 3D, more than just like, waving your hands around a camera. This was more than that. The fact that you had essentially a monitor on your face, right, and being able to, track around 360, have that one-on-one connection with the PlayStation Move, just really add that experience that I don't think I ever would have gotten if it wasn't for the VR headset. It makes playing games all that much fun because now you're part of the game. It feels like you're part of this virtual reality world, and that you actually are put in the middle of it. With the DualShock 4, when they released the vibration within controller, it was revolutionizing at the time. But this is even more. This is like 10 times that, 20 times that where you're now the player inside of this realm. And I think that that's just an experience you cannot get anywhere else if it's not with the PlayStation VR. Now let's talk about the aesthetic of the headset. Now adding to the experience the feel and comfort of the headset, how lightweight it is, really adds to the experience furthermore. You can have all the games in the world, but if the device is not comfortable or doesn't feel right, then there's no point in owning it. All those concerns are viable, but with the PlayStation VR, they're not noticeable whatsoever. Before trying the VR headset, one of my concerns was that it was going to overheat my head, it was going to be super hot, and that I wouldn't be comfortable to wear whatsoever. Upon trying it out, I was super relieved that wasn't the case. It was super comfortable, it did not overheat, nothing like that. And based off the other reviews that I've seen in other videos, everyone seems to claim the exact same thing, that it's comfortable and there's no overheating, there's no problems with your head. So you'll be able to play the VR headset for long periods of time. Granted, the headset isn't viewed as sexy or as attractive, but instead you play these games on your YouTube gaming channel in hopes of getting bigger than PewDiePie. Now, when it comes to the future of gaming, I think that the VR headset really just adds that experience and that level entry of what's to expect 10, 15 years from now when gaming has evolved to just the next level. I personally think that the VR is going to be with us for some time moving into the future. I don't believe it will overtake the controller and become the norm, but will live side by side with the PlayStation Move and with the DualShock controller. The headset allows for players to have a new experience to play games that 3D tried but failed to do so. Making these games even more immersive and putting yourself in the middle of it than ever before really adds to that experience and to something that a lot of people would want to get because of that attraction. I personally don't think that the VR headset will overtake DualShock 4 and the PlayStation Move, but instead will live side by side with those controllers and really give players and gamers alike that new experience that were unable to get the 3D promise but was unable to really give them that immersiveness experience. Being able to really put you in the middle of the action, right? To be able to put yourself into the game at a new level is why I think the VR headset is the future and will stay here for a very long time. I think that this is it. This is actually what's going to be implemented on the PlayStation 5. I also believe that the VR headset would also increase the creativity of different games. Now, being able to put yourself in the middle of these games, you can go ahead and play games you never thought you could. And really, like, for example, Minecraft now, putting yourself in the middle of it using VR to really look around, it's just a stepping stone. It's just the beginning of what the possibilities are. Now, those are my top reasons why you should get the VR system, or at least consider it, because I do believe that this is going to be a game changer. The fact that it allows gamers to become even more immersive in part of the game is why I believe it's going to stay here for a very long time. But with that being said, comment down below, what do you think? What are your thoughts of the PlayStation VR and the virtual reality headsets all around? Leave in the comment section below, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next one.